So now let us talk about 5G QoS architecture. So there are four types of QoS flow. So QoS flow with guaranteed bitrate, QoS flow with non-guaranteed bitrate, delay critical guaranteed bitrate, and reflective quality of service. So we'll talk about these later in the slides. And if you look at this diagram, so it has three parts. One is the UE, that is the mobile, and then you have G node B, which is your access network, and then you have user plane functions, and finally UPF gets connected to any kind of data network on N6 interface. So if you look at this diagram, this outer rectangle is a PDU session. So within the PDU session, there are certain radio bearers which are created by the G node B, and onto those radio bearer different quality of service flows are assigned. So if you look at diagram, so there are two radio bearer assigned. In this radio bearer there are two QoS flow, and in this radio bearer there is a one QoS flow. So that means radio bearer can contain one or more QoS flow. But if you just look at this diagram between G node B and user plane function, there is a single NGU tunnel between G node B and UPF. But within the tunnel, the QoS flows, different QoS flows are identified and marked, so that suppose in case of a download direction traffic, these QoS flow coming from UPF into the NGU tunnel is correctly mapped to a particular radio bearer. So that is a mapping which is available. So as I explained, this diagram shows one PDU session. The outer rectangular box represents one PDU session between UE, Z node B and UPF. Within the PDU session, you can see there are many data radio bearers. So between UE and G node B, there are three data radio bearers, and within the data radio bearers there are quality of service flows. For example, in this DRB there is one QoS flows 1, and then within this second DRB you have two QoS flow, say QoS flow 2 and 3, and the third DRB contains one QoS flow 4. So within the PDU session there can be many data radio bearers, and within the data radio bearers there could be one or more than one QoS flow. This is between UE and G node B. But from G node B to UPF there is a single tunnel that is called N3 GTP-U tunnel. So GTP is GPRS tunnel protocol, and DRB is dedicated radio bearer, or sometimes we call it data radio bearer on the radio side. So this is a common tunnel. So here it is a dedicated DRBs, but here it is a common tunnel, and of course there will be a mapping of a particular quality of service flow. So this is a common tunnel, and this is a dedicated DRB for each flow.